How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of my NHL 18 Seattle Magicians Expansion Mode Series. I remember on the last episode I forgot to show you guys who led the league in scoring, so quickly going to do that before we get to the draft. Patrick Kane there in first. For some reason, he's like always first in the sim. Tavares there second, Sagan third, Ben, then Stamkos. I've actually got both Sagan and Stamkos on my fantasy team, so if they go 3 and 5, wouldn't mind that. McKinnon there, Taves, don't see that happening. Crosby, McDavid nowhere to be found. Ovechkin there, 51 goals. Hits 50 again. Draisaitl 75 actually. Eberle more than Hall, so some interesting things there. Eberle and Hall actually both get more than McDavid, so I'm not sure how accurate this sim really is, but pretty cool to see just how all the players do nevertheless. So going to get on to the draft now. I believe we have the 4th overall pick, I want to say. So hopefully we can get a good player there. Honestly, my plan is to try and trade up to get Dallin at number 1. If not, trade up to number 2 to get Joe Veleno. So hopefully we can do that. Unfortunately, the Svechnikov is not in the draft. Maybe once he plays in the CHL, we'll add him in, but right now he's not there. So I'm going to quickly take a timeout. I'm not allowed to take a timeout, never mind. So I'm going to try and trade for this pick here to get Dallin. Obviously, he is the best prospect in the draft. Let's see what it takes to get him. So right here's the offer making Florida for their 1st overall pick. Our 4th overall pick, Sorella, who's a really solid prospect. We did sign him though in free agency, so got him for free. Plus, he's only 59 at 21 years old. I think Velarde's like 63 at 18, so Velarde's definitely the better prospect. 2nd round pick in 2020. Hopefully by then we're not as bad. Like 2019's pretty big question mark. For 2020, we should be pretty good. All marks are starting AHL goalie, but they want him. Might as well add him. And then Shore here, another guy they want. I think he's easily replaceable in free agency. So the value is pretty even, maybe even a bit on our side. But it is the 1st overall pick. We will see what Florida says to this. Okay, trade rejected. Might have to add something a bit bigger. Alright, guys, so I just switched out Shore for our 3rd round pick in this year's draft. Value's definitely on our side now. They wanted that 3rd. Hopefully that's enough. Trade accepted. There we go. So, I mean, really, all we had to give up for that 1st overall was Sorella. The rest of the pieces didn't matter. Alright, like, you know, you never know. Like, we could have made bad picks with those picks, but there we go. We're going to get Talon now. That is amazing. 78 overall out of the draft, medium elite potential. And you know what? Why don't we go for 2? Let's try and make a trade here with Boston and get Joe Veleno. Obviously, we don't have a 1st in this year's draft now, so it's going to be really tough, but might as well try. And right here, guys, the offer making Boston with the 2nd overall pick. Andrei Burakovsky, our leading scorer from this year, but we have to give him something of value. He's 81 overall still at 23 years old. Might jump during the summer as he was our leading scorer, but I don't know. 1st round pick in 2020. Really banking on 2020 being like a good year for us, or I guess like the 19-20 season. Polka here, honestly, 76 overall, 24. I would like him to be higher at that age. Plus, we have a lot of defensive prospect depth now. Shore here, we actually traded for 25, 77, easily replaceable. They want him too. 3rd round pick in 2019. We actually have a Jets 3rd round pick in 2019, so we'll still have a pick in the 3rd round. Which isn't too bad, and ours obviously has more value as we're projected to be worse than the Jets. So the value's pretty even. Plus 2, Boston doesn't want the pick, or at least it's on the block. So we will see if this is enough to make them say yes, and it's not. So let's try and add a bit more. So pretty simply, guys, I just changed the 2019 3rd for 2019 2nd. The value's definitely on our side now. They don't want that 2nd round pick, or I mean, it's on the block. Come on. Trade accepted. Okay, so I think that trade was still good for us. Like I said, we are rebuilding. Burakovsky was like 23. He might have still been good by the time we were good, but Joe Veleno was really definitely like, you know, gonna work around. 73 overall of the draft, medium elite potential. So we have like our number 1 defenseman and our number 1 center of the future with the 1st and 2nd overall picks in this year's draft. That's awesome. So next pick, guys, is pick number 16 in the 3rd round. Just gonna quickly go through here and see if any elites got taken in the 3rd or 2nd round. Don't see any there in the 3rd. Medium elite defenseman there from the Coyotes, 3rd overall pick. So they actually would have got him just before us. I think we had the 4th pick. Or actually, no, we would have had the 1st pick. We could have got him. We lost the draft, and that's why we had the 4th pick. Looking throughout the rest of the 2nd, not seeing anything. And then 1st round here, Sedin there went to the Leafs. He's got medium elite. I knew he actually was a good prospect. Didn't know he had elite, though. We'll see if anyone else is medium elite. McLeod there, medium top 6. Medium elite Markov there. Starts out at 54 though, so Veleno starts like almost 20 overall above him at the same age, so he's not probably going to finish out 20 overall higher, like a 90 compared to a 70, but he will definitely reach his like final rating before the other guys, so definitely still worth that pick. So we'll see if we can get somebody decent here. Pick number 16. You never know, like we could get at least like a low elite, like that'd be kind of crazy. We'll sort by potential. If there is any like really good exact potentials, Okay, this guy here, projected 5th, medium elite. I mean, we have the 3rd round pick. We can probably take him in the 4th. Alright, so I mean, exact top 6. There's a 3rd, 4th here. He's probably our best bet. High league interest. Same with Loco there. We need a center, though. So Hurabik, please be good. Low top 9, that's okay. So I went back to look at our pick, guys, and check this out. Columbus, 6 picks later, got a medium elite potential goalie. I cannot believe that. I've actually seen a bunch of people on Twitter stealing like elite or even franchise potential goalies after the 1st round. I've seen a couple people get like franchise in the 2nd, which is just crazy. So first pick of the 4th round here. I kind of want to take a chance on Barnett before any other teams do. 7 times scouted, so you think like they know what they're talking about with this guy. Low top 6, apparently not. We also have pick number 2 here in the 4th round. Let's make it count. That last one was not that great. We have all players, so there are goalies here too. For whatever reason, our scouts were not high on that elite guy. This dude here, high top 6, 4th round. I mean, 3 times scouted. Exact top 9, and we risk the high top 6. I think we go for it here with McGuire. Low elite, there we go in the 4th round. That's what I wanted to see. And we actually have another pick in the 4th round, guys. Pick number 11. And I just saw that Levin got drafted. If you guys don't know, he went 1st overall in the OHL draft a couple of years ago. And he's only got AHL potential. So that is a rough pick there with these Sudbury Wolves. And, I mean, even the NHL team that just drafted him. So we got a low elite. Can we do that again? I highly doubt it, but you never know. We could take it safe here. Exact top 9 with Selleck. I mean, that's not bad. Could turn into like a 3rd-line center for us. And like I said, we need some center depth. Do we take a chance at medium top 9? That could be worse, though. I think we're going to play it safe. We still have some, like, 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks. It's a low top 9, unfortunately, but it could be worse. Looking through the rest of the 4th round, guys, Edmonton got this low elite grinder. Pick number 15. Edmonton scouts are sick. Like, they got the 2 elite guys in the 1st and 2nd round of last year's draft. I can't believe it. Also, I messed up. Apparently, I didn't have a 5th round pick. Luckily, Columbus, with our pick, took a high AHL guy, so not too worried about that. Right there, low elite, right wing 2A forward, got picked by the Rangers. So, yeah, like there are some gems now in the draft, which is really cool. I think it just basically means the scouting isn't as accurate. So there's basically just more of a chance to get a good player later. Now, I believe we have 2 6th and a 7th, so we still should have like 3 picks left. Hopefully we can hit it out of the park here with one of these guys. Another Swedish defenseman there. Let's take a look at potential. Let's see if we have any like decent exacts. So a couple high, bottom 6. Projected 7th round, though. Do we take this Swedish dude? 3 times scouted. Could be better than that. Mikitanik. Also Voloshenko. Like, there are 2 best guys. Let's go for it. Hope our scouts are right. It's a bad pick. And our next 6th round pick here, guys. Pick number 27. Maybe I'll take that Austrian dude. He could be like the next Thomas Vanek. I mean, they were pretty wrong with that last one, but we'll give him another chance. Okay, never mind. So our last pick of the draft here, pick number 1 in the 7th round. I just checked 2. Every single player in the 6th round was AHL, so if we can get something better than AHL here, that'd be pretty good. Apparently, like, the player quality just dropped off hard. Kral there, high 7th D. We haven't actually taken a defenseman other than Dallin, I don't think, so could go for it here. I mean, I don't really know. Is there any, like, high league interest, guys? I don't know if that actually matters or not. Probably not. Or actually, there are quite a bit. But they're all like AHL. There's some unknown. Okay, this dude here. Schwarzbauer. I might just take him for the name. It's kind of like a mixture between like Schwarzenegger and Bauer, the hockey company. A defenseman as well. Unknown, but he's got... Let's just go for it. Okay, that wasn't worth it. But he does have a picture, so that's kind of cool. So look at that draft list, guys. 1 and 2, Dallin and Volino. Not too bad. So we're out the re-sign phase, guys. As you can see there, after Trainway Burakovsky, Tyler Ennis was actually our leading scorer last year. He did actually play 1 more game than 82. He put in 83 games after we traded for him. So we'll see what we can do here. Corby Salo, 81. I wish he was a little higher. He definitely could have gained more overall. Like, he was a starting goaltender. We got 2 years left on him. If he doesn't turn out, that'll definitely like hurt our odds of winning a cup. Gonna have to maybe trade for somebody. So whenever I do this, I like to go through position-wise and just kind of see where guys will be on the depth chart. So definitely we could use some centers coming through. Burmistrov, though, was a beast in AHL. Would love to bring him back for another year, even just to tear up the AHL. Especially too, we have a ton of contracts we can give out. Gox 34, I'll let him go for now. I might bring him back. Volino, honestly, is good enough to make the AHL. If he grows over the summer, he can even make the NHL. Worst case, he goes back to junior. The other guys there are not worth being signed yet. We'll take a look at the left wingers. So the MacArthur we have to pay for 2 more years. Molson 1. Milano, obviously, I'm going to re-sign. He wants 1.7 as a 76. That does not seem worth it. 1 year, though, he wants 850K. I think we'll give him a 1 year prove it to me deal. Like, you're not even an 80 yet. I'd pay him if he can, show me he's worth it. Comtois there, 61, the highest, unsigned, not worth a contract yet. Brown there on that big contract. Wilson, still a decent fourth liner. 1.5 for 1 year. What about 2? All right, we'll give him 1.5 for 1 year. It's what he wants. The rest of those guys locked up. Joffrey Lupul, obviously going to be letting go. Fast there was also a beast with Burmistrov. Love to bring both of them back just on that first line of the AHL. Hopefully they can tear it up. Nylander, oh, never mind. Almost bought him out. That'd been terrible. Poirier, 23.74. Give him a chance. $1 million for 2 years. No interest in a two-way contract, though. I don't know about that. You're 23.74. We're just going to give him a qualifying offer. I don't know why he thinks he deserves a non-two-way. Ty Ratty's 25.73. Yeah, he didn't really show up for us, unfortunately. I gave him like a chance to, sign him late in the summer. Shabbat, there's our highest rated defenseman right now. Ouellette, Dotchin, we're definitely have to keep him. 1.5 for 2 years seems pretty fair to me. Down there, already a 78. Already good enough to make our NHL team. If we can sign some nice free agents, though, he's for sure at least in the AHL. Polak, we're obviously going to be keeping. 1 year, 850. Let's see if we can get him for 3 years. I'll actually give him like 925K. That'd be sick, especially if he grows. McDonald, $5 million for the next 2 at 74. Hopefully Morin was worth taking on that contract. Can we get him cheap? We can get him cheap too. So I'll give him like a 50K extra for putting an extra year on it. Hopefully Joe grows. Pouliot there, 1 year, 750. I'll do 2 until he's 26, and I'll give him 850. I think that's pretty fair, and hopefully like some of these guys grow. We can actually get them like when they're 80 plus, making under $1 million. Korpisalo's locked up still, same as Subban and Vavalainen. So really not that many contracts to go through. We're gonna have a ton of money to spend again in free agency. Hopefully there's some studs available. So unfortunately, guys, Fast rejected our offer, so he wants to test the free agent market. Maybe more cash could persuade him, so I'll give him anything under $1 million on a two-way deal. Burmistrov also rejected. He said he's not happy with the dollar value. Also, he said he's not happy with where the team ended in the standings. But I mean, he was an AHL player tearing it up. He wasn't really even on the NHL team. Dodgen accepted. Same with Wilson, Pulak, Milano, Morin, Pouliot, Foligno, Dallin. So I'll give those like 2 AHL guys like an extra 100K, and hopefully they say yes. If not, not a big deal. So I offered both Fast and Burmistrov 975K on 1 year deals, but they both said no. So we'll just send to free agency now. See what's available. We could actually probably get them in free agency after another team makes them an offer. Also, guys, Poirier just accepted our qualifying offer, which I figured he would. So that means he should be on a two-way deal because he was before. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but we're now at the free agency period. I'm hoping to see like Tavares here or somebody awesome. Okay, Henrik Sedin 83 is the best free agent. That kind of sucks. Maybe there's like a #1 goalie though. Korpisalo could back him up, gain some overall. Ranta an 85. That's actually pretty high for Ranta. That might be good, honestly. Korpisalo backing him up, too, because like I said, he should have gained more overall than just 2. Maybe it was because he was getting so many losses. We have $35.5 million in cap space. We could definitely lock up Ranta here. He wants 3 years for 4.125. I'm going to come in at 3 years at 5. Like, no one's going to be able to touch me on this offer. Hopefully, we can like start to get good quick here by signing some guys. Henrik Sedin at 37 is too old. Definitely not going to want to play for us. Jack Johnson, though, 2-year deal. Or he wants 4 years, so he's 35. We could probably do 4 at 4.5. We have the cap space. Again, will he even play for us? I'm not sure. Perron, Hansen, Strowman would be awesome. We'd have to give a first-round pick for him, though, which I am not interested in doing. So maybe we could trade with Edmonton to get him. Cogliano at $3 million. That's pretty expensive. He's a former Michigan boy, though, so I kind of like him. 2 years at $3 million for Cogliano. Maybe we do that, trade him at one point. So I'm going through looking for some guys with potential that maybe could be like a bargain deal. I see TBR down here wants 3.4. Sheehan wants 2.75. 26.80. Scored 2 goals last year. 3 years, though, that's a bit expensive for me. 2 years, though, he doesn't get too much more expensive. Maybe 2 at 2.75. He'll take that. It could be a good third-line center for us. Dadonov there, not really interested in him. Same with Jokinen. But Toronto, though, 24.78, 1.6. That would actually be really good. Let's see, 2 years at 1.6. I'll give him 2 years at 1.75, especially if he gets better. This year's third-round pick, I'd be willing to give that up for Toronto. Let's see, Drew Shore there, 23.78. We traded him, now he's available. What's the max? We'll just give him, or sorry, this is his brother. We have Nick Shore, this is Drew Shore. I think 1.25, you don't have to give up a pick. Yeah, no picks required. We'll see if he takes that. Maybe we could have actually given him more without giving up a pick. Mark Dano, 23.78. Might as well just give all these guys offers, especially if we can get them for free. Okay, this year's third, so we'll do whatever it is where there's no picks no picks involved. I think it's 1.25. Let's see, does he do it at 1? So our best chance is 2 years. How high can we do this? Okay, so 1.25. He'll probably say no, but I mean, you never know. Might as well try. Also, guys, I just went back to look at Henrik Sedin. As you can see, in terms of his overall, he's actually not asking for a lot. So if he does, for some reason, decide to sign with us, we could easily trade him at the deadline. So I'm going to offer him $4 million there for 1 year on a one-way deal. I doubt he does, but could work out. Perron here I would like, but he wants 4 years, which is too much. Hansen wants 3, again, too much. Strome I'd also like to trade for, but I think at 4.9 it costs a first. Yeah, and that is just not worth it. I think we can get him for less than that. Just going to check potential now, too, and see if there's anything good available. So Strome's the best there. Yaskin, 25.77, high top 9. He's not that old. 1.775. He's an RFA, though, so we'd have to give up stuff. Wilson here is a UFA, 26.78. I mean, that's okay. I mean, he's actually done growing, though, so really it's not that good. Burmistr I'd like to bring back in a weight, though, on him. Same with Fast there. Soshnikov, 24.76. Medium top 9, 1.225. We'll definitely give him this offer. See if the Leafs match it or not. Seth Griffith, pretty much done. Kurt Isles, 24.74. Samuelson's a 73. That's pretty bad. Ty Ratty, we said, wasn't good enough. Same with De La Rose. This is Tyler Bertuzzi, 23.72, low top 9. I'll sign Tyler Bertuzzi just to sign him. 1 year, I'll give him $800K. I'd love to bring in Bertuzzi. Maybe he could just be a beast on the AHL team. Looking at the rest of the potentials, though, really underwhelming free agent class, I'm not going to lie. All right, guys, so Colligan rejected our offer. Said he feels he'd be competing with too many other players for minutes, which I don't really see that happening. Dano accepted, actually. We gave him like $200K less than we wanted, but obviously the Jets have a chance to match. Vetrano also accepted. Bruins have a chance to match. Jack Johnson rejected, went with the Carolina Hurricanes instead. Shore accepted, but obviously Dallas has a chance to match. Sheehan accepted, though. I think that's pretty funny, bringing Sheehan in. Soshnikov accepted. So lots of RFAs here where we could get them for free. I think all of them. Like, we had to give up a third for somebody. I forget who. Henrik Sedin actually accepted our offer. I can't believe that. So he went from Vancouver to Seattle. That's like what? I'm not from that area, but that's like an hour maybe. Going to play for us. So we'll definitely be shipping him off the deadline. Hopefully he's having a pretty solid year. We'll ship him off to a contender. He'll have a last chance at the Stanley Cup. Doesn't have to move far. So that worked out well. I can't believe he did that. We only paid him like an extra $500K, maybe not even. Tyler Bertuzzi accepted too. I love that. So we'll see what happens with those RFAs. We did miss out on Jack Johnson and Cogliano, but not the end of the world. Also, we haven't heard back from Ranta. Okay, Dallas chose to match our offer. Kind of seen that coming. Vetrano, though, Boston did not accept. Ranta accepted. No way. We gave him like an extra $500K. 85 is actually very high. Like, as you can see, 85 would be like an 87 last year. So getting that for like $4 million or whatever it was, I think is a steal. Korpisalo will be backing him up. Is a very good backup. Now Subban's our AHL starter. Vavalainen's backing him up in the AHL. I might even see if there's any like good AHL goalies available. And I just realized too, we had to give a third for Vetrano. I knew there was somebody. We'll see about the other two RFAs, what their teams say. Winnipeg chose to match our offer to Dano, so that kind of sucks. I think there was one other player, though. I could be wrong. Toronto chose to match our offer to Soshnikov, so that kind of sucks. We could have got like a few decent young players, but oh well. So look at the free agents again, guys. I see that TBR is here. 26.80 wants 3.4. Holden's the same overall. 5 years older wants 3.9. So maybe we could come in and get TBR here. Obviously, we have the money. He has 1 year left to grow, so maybe if we get lucky, he becomes an 82. Like, he'll be playing a lot of minutes for us. So I'll give him like 3.75 for 2 years. Hope for the best. Also, like I was saying too, I wanted to check goalie potentials and see if there's any like good young goalies available, even though we did get Ranta. Okay, so this guy here, Godla, 23.70 medium fringe, or Marmelin, 20.65 medium fringe. So in 3 years, this guy would have to get to a 70, which seems pretty doable. And like right now, we have Vavalainen who can be the AHL backup, so we don't really need Godla. This guy might just be like a project though, could turn out good. So let's give him an offer. He'll be like the 5th goalie, like the AHL third string basically. Other than that though, I really don't see much in terms of the free agent class. Like, it really sucks. I thought maybe Tavares or somebody, and just nothing. Yaskin, Prince. I mean, Prince, 25.76, wants no money. Could just be like an AHL dude. Maybe can do fine. 1 year, I'd give him $900K. I don't know if he wouldn't take the two-way. So let's do 1 year, 900K. Throw him in the AHL. Maybe he gets a bit of overall. Trade him with the deadline. We have the contract spots. He's got the high top 9, which is I'm hoping will just make him a bit better. Same goes for Yaskin. Yaskin could maybe do something. He wants like 1.5 though, or 1.775. Yeah, I'm not interested in paying him that much, but maybe if he takes 1.5, I'll give it to him. Actually, he's an RFA, so never mind. Also, guys, I just went to two-way players and sorted by potential to see if there's any like decent young players that can maybe turn into like a third or fourth liner, just playing the AHL for right now. So I see Marchenko's here, 26.75, not worth it. Havertz here, he was in NHL 17, 21.70, high bomb 6. I mean, for that salary, that's probably worth it. Like, worst case, he doesn't turn out, but there's a good chance he could be at least like a third or fourth liner. Blandisi here, 23.74. I wouldn't mind giving him a deal, especially at 1 year. Might as well just, take a chance. Miller too, 21.61. Like, he's still got a lot of years left to get good, so we'll give him an offer there as well. We'll see if there's anybody else that's like basically in their early 20s, kind of around that 70 mark. Maybe they could turn into something. Postler, 23.72. That's a little low. Case though, 21.70. He has a good chance, I think. So we'll give him an offer. Again, we have a ton of contract spots, so that's not too much of a worry. Let's see, 23.70 is really not that great. And then basically, they can't have lower than medium bomb 6, or I really doubt they'll turn into anything. And it looks like, yeah, it's going to go lower on overall with the potential. So maybe those guys will say yes, just fill out the AHL team. Because last year after the deadline, the AHL team was decimated. And as you guys can see here, TBR accepted our offer. So we gave an extra like 500K. That was enough. That's pretty awesome. Again, maybe we'll end up trading him. I doubt he's on the team when we're actually like competing for a Stanley Cup. But just a nice asset to have. This Miller guy here accepted our offer. Same with that Marmelin goalie. I think that's how you say his name. I kind of like his name, honestly. Blandisi accepted. Prince rejected. I guess I offered him a two-way deal on accident, but you know what? Whatever, we're not going to take him. Case accepted, Havertz. I think that was it for RFA deals, or two-way deals, I should say. So we'll take a look at the contracts, see what the team's looking like. Definitely got to try and make some trades, just to not be completely terrible this year. So looking at our contracts here, guys, center depth's not too bad with Sedin, Sheehan, Tierney, and then we just have to get a fourth-line center, I guess. Left wingers also not too bad. It's all high 70s. Chance to go up. Right wings we have a lot of depth. I feel like Nylander's going to grow this summer. Defensemen honestly aren't too bad either, considering like we're a rebuilding team. They were a lot better at the start of last year, but obviously we got a bunch of prospects and picks back. And then in goalies are actually really good there with Ranta and Korpisalo. We still have 22, almost 23 million in cap space. Have 11 contracts we could still hand out. So I'm thinking Bermashov and Fast I like to try and bring back. I might sign a couple AHL defensemen as well. As you can see, we actually only have 4 signed that can play. So that's not good. And then maybe try and make some trades. I think Ryan Strome still doesn't have a contract. We brought him in. Our center depth would actually be pretty solid. So we'll see what it takes to get him. See if there's anything else on the trading block and just try and make this team better. And as you guys can see here, Edmonton does have Ryan Strome on the block. They've also got this goalie on the block, Lehkonen, 61 overall, medium elite potential. He's the goalie they got in the first round of last year's draft. So if I didn't have Korpisalo or Ranta, I would definitely try and get him. His value, though, is like the same as Foot. So we're going to try and make a trade now for Strome. He'd actually probably be like our second-line center behind Sedin, but the value's not that much. We definitely have the cap space to sign him, unlike a lot of other teams. So let's see what it takes to get him. Also, guys, I just checked Edmonton's roster to see how much they signed McDavid for. They signed him for 7.6 for 4 years, a little over half of what he got in real life. Draisaitl's, though, a bit more realistic, 6.5 for 2. So if he didn't do like the, 8 million for 7 years, if he did a bridge, I think 6.5 is actually not unrealistic. Alright, guys, so here's the offer I'm making Edmonton for Ryan Strome, who, like I said, still unsigned. I'm also adding a third-round pick that they have on the block, as my offers end up being worth a bit too much. So Poirier here, gave me a hard time with the contract. He's 23, only a 76, fourth-line forward. Good trade him to his old team's rival. Tom Wilson, 24.79. Anderson's like the exact same player. Pretty much Connor Brown is too, just more of a scorer. We have actually so much depth at right wing, it's insane. And that's why I'm also trading Krupp here. 18, 54 years old, low top 6. We just drafted a guy who's got low elite at the right wing spot. We also have Alex Nylander. Like, we're honestly stacked at right wing. So 3 right wingers here for Ryan Strome and a third. The value's pretty even. They want 2 of the 3 things. They don't want Strome in the third. I think this could go through. And it does. That's a good trade, I think. So I was looking at the other teams, and I seen that the Winnipeg Jets have Brendan Lemieux on the block, and his value's almost nothing. He's 22.72, low top 9. I feel like he could get a ton of minutes in the AHL team. Like, worst case scenario, it could be like a decent AHL player for us. The value's a little higher, it looks like now on the trade screen than it was there, but if we could get him for like a couple unsigned prospects, a couple low picks, I think it's worth it. So I tried to get creative here, offering them Molson at 50%, so he's only making 2.5, and he's a 78, which is still decent. And then the 2 unsigned guys still to hopefully like make the trade go through. He's on the block, like this should go through. Trade accepted, there we go. Plus we actually cleared some cap space, so I think that was actually a good deal all around. Also guys, I want to show you our trading block. So as you can see, I've got MacArthur and Ennis on it right now. I had Molson on it, but we just traded him. Obviously, we had to put that 50% to get that done. We're just going to go to salary here and see what other bad contracts we have. Dustin Brown, I feel like I could put on there, but no one will ever make an offer on him. Same goes for McDonald, but you know what? Maybe Brown, I mean, no one will make an offer if he's on the block. Might as well put him there and see if some team's dumb enough to send us a 7th round pick or something. And after trading for Ryan Strome, we still need to give him a contract as he was an RFA, so he wants 4.6 for 4 years. 25.82. He could end up being like an 84 probably best case. Does he get cheaper if we do long term? He actually gets more expensive. Jeez. 5 years 4.7. Let's try 5 at 4.5. I feel like that's a pretty good mark. Hopefully he says yes. And check this out, guys. New Jersey's offering us their 4th round pick in this year's draft for Clark MacArthur. I just finished saying how I hope a team's dumb enough to offer us like a 7th for Brown. This is almost that dumb. Like, MacArthur's a 78. He's 34, making 4.6 for the next 2 years. That's not a good contract. I'm guessing they have a lot of cap space. A 4th round pick's honestly a decent pick, though, so 100% I am saying yes to that, especially too, that just cleared up the cap space that we gave to Ryan Strome, so that worked out pretty much perfect. And as you guys can see here, we still have 25 million in cap space, and I think the cap minimum's like 20 million below the max, so just gonna go spend some money right now. Kevin Bieksa, want to give him an offer, reunite him with Henrik Sedin. A bunch of teams interested. Let's see, 1 year, he only goes to 1.7. I'll give him 2 million for 1 year. That's fine. I'll just push like a younger guy down to the AHL, give him more playing time. Chris Kunitz, like he could also be a guy we flip. So I mean, why not bring in some vets here? 1 year at 2.2, bunch of teams interested. I'm probably one of the few that can actually afford them. And if we need to, we can definitely retain 50% salary at the deadline. Davidson here, 26.78, it's not too bad of a defenseman. He wants 3 years though. I'll see if he'll do 2 years at 1.35. That seems pretty fair. Lupul we could bring back. He was an alternate for us last year. I mean, I think we have enough like depth though on the wing. Or should I bring Lupul back? 1.9 though. That's kind of, you know what? I'm gonna bring Joffrey Lupul back. I've seen his Instagram stuff the other day. I like it. We had the contract spots too. Just pushes some more kids to the AHL. Hopefully gives them more playing time, makes them better. Looking through here, Yaskin's still available. I'd actually tried to trade for St. Louis for him, but considering the fact he's a 77, offered them like a couple unsigned prospects, low picks. They said no. It wasn't worth my time. Burmistrov, AHL All-Star, would love to bring him back. I'll give him the max 2-way deal. He's actually interested in a 2-way deal now. He wasn't before. Ryan Murphy, he could be a sick AHL guy. Not interested in a 2-way deal though, so never mind. Let's see. I also want to bring back Fast, if he's somewhere here. There he is. Him and Burmistrov just tore it up together, so I'll give him 975 in a 1 year, just throw him in the AHL anyway. And I was saying now we need a couple more AHL defensemen, so if we get BX, they'll push someone down. And I think I might sign Yoki Paka here. We'll give him 1 year. Give him 25k extra to take 1 year. That'll hopefully be good enough. Maybe sign one more just in case of like injuries and stuff. Let's see, I'm going to sort it by defenseman here. Probably just take like the best available, honestly. So Stewart's old. Weidman 28, kind of wants too much money. I want somebody cheap. Green. Weatherspoon 25.77. It's actually not too bad. 1.2 for 2 years. Okay, let's do that. 1 year, 850k. I'll give him the 1 year. I'll give him 900k actually for 1 year. If he grows, that could be a decent deal. And I just seen Kulak below him, 24.77, high 7th D. He still has 3 years left to grow. He could maybe go up like 2 overall. He'll also take like 900k for 1 year, so I feel like these are good value signings, low risk, high reward. And as you guys can see here, BX rejected our offer, decided to go back to Vancouver. I don't see that happening. Kunitz rejected as well, going to the Leafs. They get another veteran there to join Marlowe. Hopefully like all those like AHL players accepted. Fast accepted, bringing him back, which is awesome. Lupul's coming back. Probably gonna have to give him that A back. Let's see here, who else is coming back? Hopefully Burmistrov. Davidson rejected, going to Minnesota. That's fine. I mean, I was overpaying for those guys anyway. Yoki Paka accepted. Burmistrov did accept. Same with Weatherspoon and Kulak. So AHL team just got a lot better. No way Arizona's offering us a 4th for Tyler Ennis, taking on his full 4.6 million salary. I will say yes to that, especially after signing Lupul. We basically just replaced Ennis with a same overall player. Lupul might be like 1 lower. but he's a lot cheaper. So we actually might have to sign like a player again, or like maybe make a trade for some other team's bad contract. Is yeah, we're like 27 million in cap space. I'm pretty sure you have to get to 20 million or less. So we'll see if we can take on another bad deal and get a prospect out of it. So I just made a trade with Detroit, guys, that I didn't think was going to go through, but as you can see there, it did. I traded our 6th and 7th in this year's draft for their 4th and 5th, but I'm also taking back Darren Helm and Johan Franzen. Basically, I'm doing my favorite team a solid and taking back their 2 worst contracts, but as you can see there, we still have 22 million in salary cap space after doing so. Franzen's 38 too, so I think there's a very good chance he retires at the end of this year, in which case it doesn't matter. Helm, though, 31. He'll be with us for a bit, but I mean, we were able to move the Ennis and MacArthur contracts, so I figured why not just move up for free, which is basically what we did. So this year's draft now, no second, but we have a 1st, 2 thirds, 4 fourths, and a 5th. So I feel like that's a pretty solid move, and I think we should be around the minimum now, which is good, and still a ton of cap space. And right now, guys, we're trying to make a huge trade with the Islanders for Mat Barzal, obviously a beast. He's 21, 75 overall, medium elite potential. I've also added Cal Clutterbuck, 30 years old, 77, making 3.5 for the next 4 years. So this should hopefully lower Barzal's trade value. I'm trading Callan Foote, who we drafted in the 1st round last year, 5th overall. But after drafting Dallin, I feel like we have so much defensive prospects. Like behind those two, we have Liljegren, we have Shabbat, we have Polak coming up. We have Morin. Like, we have so many good defensive prospects. And at center, we have Velino, and then we have Velarde, and that's about it. So I feel like we could really use Barzal. Plus, Barzal played for the Seattle WHL team, so it'd be kind of cool to bring him back. I'm not sure if the Islanders will say yes to this, but like I said, I think it's worth it. I think Barzal's more of a sure thing, maybe 2 than Foote. So we'll see what they say. Trade accepted. So that's a huge trade, our 1st round pick, but like I said, I think it was worth it. We still have Dallin and Liljegren to be like our future top pair. We still have Shabbat, and now 2 for centers. Like, we are stacked. We went from literally having just Velarde as our only good center prospect to now having Velino and Barzal. Plus, we have Strome and Sedin, both in NHL. So I think we definitely got better up the middle this summer. So we're about to get underway with the preseason, guys. And as you can see, we're setting our captains. Henrik Sedin's getting an alternate. Same with Joffrey Lupul, who's back on the team. Dustin Brown's now the captain. Got his C stripped on LA. Got it back on Seattle. Don't think any of the young kids quite deserve the captaincy yet, so just going with the veterans right now. And right now, guys, we're above the cap floor, but we have a couple guys in the NHL who'll be scratched, either of them play in the AHL. So to do that, I'm going to sign Samuelsson here to way more than he's worth. So I'm going to give him like $2 million. So even if he's in the AHL, he'll still have like $1 million counted against that. We'll give him like, you know what, 2.2. 2.2 should be enough, hopefully. And then I'm also going to give Russo a deal here just to add some AHL D depth. I'll overpay for him as well. I'll give him the max 2-way deal there. So hopefully that will allow me to move my players around a bit more without spending like any more than I need to. I'm guessing both these guys sign. Like, I overpaid for Samuelsson big time. Even Russo gave him like 33% more than what he wanted. How are they not, like, Samuelsson should have called me back in a minute. Of course he's going to accept that though. Russo, for some reason, is thinking about it. He's getting like a lot more than he asked for as well though. Come on, there we go, okay. So even after those 2 signs, I'm still under the cap floor, and I'm trying to make my optimum roster. So giving Ty Ratty there, $2 million on a 1-year deal. So in the AHL, he'll still have like $1 million counting against the NHL roster. Gonna do the same here for this Walensky guy. So he's in the NHL, it's $2 million. AHL, it's $1 million. And I'm pretty sure I'm like just $2 million under. So this should be enough, obviously 1 year. And it's even like enough, or maybe if they somehow have a good season, we could trade them. Probably not, but you never know. So I was able to get the line I wanted by calling up a couple guys that I really don't care about being scratched in the NHL. But I realized the reason it was being troublesome is because Ratty I signed for $2 million on a 1-year deal. But as you can see here, he signed for $925K on a 2-way deal for 1 year. Same with the defenseman. Not sure why they did that, but worked out anyway. And here you guys look at the lines going into this season. So NHL team first. Fast, Strome, and Brown the first line. As you can see, all of our wingers are high 70s at the most, but not too big of a deal. We have a lot of young, good ones. Plus, I feel like the wingers are the easiest thing to acquire through trade. Anderson, Sedin, and Vetrano on the second. Helm, Sheehan, Brown on the third. Then Clutterbuck, Tierney, and Burmistrov on the fourth. So not too bad. Defense here, Shabbat and TV are on the top pair. Hopefully Shabbat grows a lot playing the minutes on the top pair. Dotchin and Dallin in the second pair. So again, hopefully Dallin grows. Olet there and Kulak on the third. And then, of course, in goal, we have Ranton, Korpisalo. Korpisalo's now in 83, so he's actually grown 4 over the whole, like, calendar year. and he's actually considered a starter now. So I'm hoping him and Ranta will split time, as I really don't want Korpisalo to stop growing. He still has like 3 years left to grow, but I know last year he was considered a backup, and we had him play as a starter, and I thought that might have hurt him. So making him play as a backup this year would be good, but of course his role changed. And then also scratched here, just all the overpaid guys, McDonald, Franzen, and Lupul, just basically there for the salary hits. AHL team though, scratched, you guys don't care about. Starting lineup, the first line is so nasty. Milano, Barzal, and Nylander, like they are going to tear it up until they get called up. Barzal too, he's gone up 2 since we traded for him. I think he was a 75 when we traded for him. Samuelson, Baracco, Ratty, Lemieux, Stevens, Blandisi, Havertz, Sumla, Bertuzzi. Honestly, a bunch of the guys we signed actually helped out as our AHL team like had no depth. Weatherspoon, Polak, Rousseau, Yoki Paka, Morin, and Pouliot there on D. And of course, in goal, we have Malcolm Subban as a starter, Vavalainen as the backup. And then actually 4 scratch players. We have Liljegren scratch, so I'm actually going to sub him in and make him start, and hopefully like he'll stay there. So who do we not care about? Yoki Paka is 27. I didn't realize that. Rousseau's 25. He can still grow. So we're going to sub him in for Yoki Paka. I thought Yoki Paka had 1 year left to grow, but I guess he had the birthday during the summer. Not too big of a deal. So Liljegren's right-handed there. That actually works out well. So we'll port Morin on the left side, and then there we go. So Liljegren on the third pair. Hopefully he'll stay there for a bit. I have assistant coach turned off, so that should be good. I forgot to show you guys, I think, our ratings actually in the first season. Totally forgot about that. So NHL team here. That's because it doesn't even show the ratings. So we actually have to probably go into a game to see them. So we'll do that. So as you guys can see here, Winnipeg Jets 88, 87, 82. And our team here 87, 88, 89. So like we're actually not that bad. Winnipeg's goalies, I'm not sure what's going on there. Mark Scheifele looks to be their highest rated player. Ryan Strome, of course, is ours. So I'm pretty excited for this year. Honestly, other than the wingers, I think our team isn't that bad. We have 2 really good goalies too. So hopefully they split time. Korpisalo keeps growing. Maybe we end up trading Ranta. Also, guys, forgot to show you the AHL ratings for comparison. Phantoms here 70, 74, and 79. Our team 79, 82, and 83. So worst case, like the AHL team should be a playoff team. NHL team, I really don't see it happening, but the AHL team, like I've been saying, should be dominant. So I just finished simming in October, and as you guys can see, our team's doing a lot better than I expected. NHL team there 5-3-2, AHL team 8-3. Honestly, I'm quite surprised. Alright guys, we're now at the end of December here, and as you can see, the NHL team still has a positive record, 17, 12, and 6. I'm so surprised by how well they're playing. AHL team crushing it, 26 and 10. Hershey Bears, that's the AHL team for the Washington Capitals, 6, 25, and 4. They absolutely suck. Beat the Vegas Golden Knights there 6-1. I forgot to show you guys too, in our first game of the year, we actually beat the Golden Knights 4-1. So love beating the other expansion team. I just think that's kind of funny. We'll take a look here where we are in the standings. So currently 4th place in the division, and we're in the toughest division in the NHL, the Central Division. 40 points, 1 ahead of St. Louis. Minnesota, Nashville, and Colorado all out of a playoff spot there. Leading goal scorer, Henrik Sedin, 30 points, 35 games. Not too bad. So right now, guys, we're in January, and I figured why not look at some contract extensions, as I see a lot of guys starting to grow, and I'd rather kind of give them money now before they keep growing. Hopefully they're cheaper. So the main guy I was looking at was Shabbat, who was an 83. Don't really see anyone I want to extend quite yet, because I don't really know what they're going to do, but Shabbat's already an 83. He's top pair. He's going to get a lot of minutes. All right, he only wants $5 million for 3 years. What about long term? I lock him up for 7, 6.8, 5 points. It's only 700K more there for 5. What if we do 5? What does he want? 6.8. He gets really expensive. Let's try 5 for 5. See what Shabbat says to that. Also, too, Korpisalo's going to need a new deal. 24.83, and he wants $5 million there for 2 years. That's quite a lot. I'll bring him right to UFA as well. He gets even more expensive though, so dang. We could try 4.75. If he says yes to this though, we'll probably have to move on from Ranta if he does get better over the year. And then looking at some of our players in the AHL, Barzal needs a new deal, and he's actually a 79 now. So since we traded for him, he's gone up 4 overall. Really liking that trade. He wants 1 year, 3.3 million. That's such a weird ask. 2 years, 3.7. Okay, let's try and do 1 year, 3.4 or something like that. Or sorry, 2 years, 3.4. I think he'd take that. Milano's also going to want a new deal. 1 year, 1.4. Let's try. Doesn't even actually get more there. Let's try like 3 years, 1.5. I think Milano could really get good, and that could be a great deal. Nylander hasn't grown at all. he's going to want that much money. So right now he has not proved that he's worth this, so I'd rather wait. And then if he is worth it, I'll pay him that. And then the rest of the guys are like, might not even come back, so I'm not going to worry about them yet. Also, guys, after I sign those players, I seen there's a new feature, pending free agents. Or this might not be new, but it's like in a new spot. And you can actually see who might be a free agent. So look at this free agency class. It's insane. Carlson and Doughty. If either of them make it to UFA, I'm going to have more money than any other team just to go out and buy them. Tyler Seguin there, Pastrnak, Pacioretty, Marner. Like, look at the names. It's absolutely unreal. You got Wenberg there. Look at the names that are out there. I'm really hoping at least a few of those guys make it to free agency and we can just buy them for like more than anyone else is willing to pay. So Corby Salo just accepted our contract extension. Milano rejected though, not interested in re-signing right now unless we offer him more money. 78, 1.5. We basically paid him what he's worth, so we'd have to pay him more, but it looks like he might be getting better, so maybe I'll do that. Shabbat accepted. That's good to have him locked up. Barzal accepted as well. I think the way he's trending, that could be a very good deal. So maybe we'll give like Milano $2 million. We'll look at it again in like a month or so. And we're at the trade deadline here, guys. We have a record of 29, 26, and 7, so still positive, but barely. AHL team there is probably like the first place team in the AHL, 48, 14, and 1. Speaking of which, we're going to check where we are in the entire league, as well as like for the NHL team, the division. So 65 points. We're 6 points out of a playoff spot, so I mean, we're probably not going to make it. We did have a pretty good run there at one point, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, so we're probably going to trade Sedin. We'll take a look here and see just who our leading scorers are. Obviously, he's 37, though. It really wouldn't make sense unless we were in a playoff spot to hold on to him. Or he's 38, actually, so he's most likely going to retire. Darren Helm somehow has 36 points. Same with Sheehan. Finally scored a couple goals. He's got 9, actually. Tierney there, Brown, Strome. So Strome I thought would be doing a lot better. But I guess, you know what, they're all 30 plus. It's not too bad at this point. Shabbat's having a career year. 86 overall now, posting 83. That was a great trade we made for him. Taking back MacArthur. Gave up like nothing. He's grown 5 overall just this year. Brown there. Fast has actually gone up 1. So team is looking pretty good. Take a look at the AHL team as well. That top line, yeah, is so sick. Barzal's got 55. Ratty somehow has 54. I have no idea. Nylander also 54. No idea why he's not growing, though. Where is Milano? Milano's only got 34. Was injured for a few games, but still. Lemieux's also pretty good. Samuelson, we gave the big payday to. Stevens there, 39. Bracco, 44. Blandisi there. So AHL team is honestly just crushing it. Also, I wanted to take a look at the NHL goalies just to see how the two of them are doing. So, okay, wow. Rantas started 50 games, Korpisalo 21, and then Korpisalo 7-4, Rantas 22 and 22. So maybe we've got to get Korpisalo in a few more games. I mean, 7, 4, and 5. That's interesting. I mean, that's better than Rantas, 22 and 22. We're at the trade deadline now, guys. Let's see what's available. Obviously, going to try and trade Sedin for best thing we can get, as well as some other like old players we're not going to bring back. Other than that, though, just going to keep simming and see what happens. Alright, guys, right now I'm offering the Oilers Henrik Sedin for their second round pick in 2020. 50% retention. The value's pretty even. Here we go. Trade accepted. I think that's a good deal. Right now, guys, we're trying to trade Yoki Pak to the Rangers for a 5th in 2019. They actually have a negative record, so that 5th could be like close to a 4th. Yoki Pak I actually have scratched in the AHL. I don't want him at all. They do for some reason. We'll see what they say. Trade accepted, so basically a free 5th. And now, guys, we're trying to trade Lupo to the Penguins for a 4th in 2019. That'd give us, I think, 5 fourths. They say no, though. Maybe we could try doing like a 5th. I just signed Lupo kind of just cuz, so we get a pick out of it. I think it'd definitely be worth it, especially too. He was scratched most of the year. They do the 5th, so there we go. And right now, guys, we're trying to make one final trade with Anaheim here, trading Anderson and Samuelson for a 3rd in 2020 and a 4th in 2019. Samuelson we signed for free, 75 overall, he's alright. And then Anderson here, I think we gave up a 3rd to sign. I think he might have been like a 76 at the time, so in like almost 2 years, he grew 2 overall, tons of NHL minutes. Just not worth it. So trying to get that 3rd back, plus a 4th. Not too bad a return. We'll see what Anaheim says. Trade rejected. Okay, so maybe take out the 4th and add like, make it a 5th instead, or maybe even like a 6th. I really just want the 3rd round pick back. Anything else is a bonus. Try this again. Trade accepted. We have to call up Barzal. So I'd rather not call up Barzal though. So maybe I'll take back like a bad player. I want Barzal to continue tearing it up in the AHL. So I added Korpikoski to the deal just to keep Barzal in the AHL so we can keep carrying it up with Milano and Nylander. Hopefully this still goes through with Korpikoski added. Trade accepted. So there we go. Perfect. I think that's it. Really don't have any other players I want to trade that have any value. And after saying that, guys, I just want to clarify, like looking at Clutterbuck, Helm, Franzen, Brown, Anaheim for whatever reason is interested in them. Same with other teams, but because their salaries are so bad, like I'll offer them for a 7th, and every single team says no. But if you look at this year's draft, we are actually stacked. So we have a first, 2 thirds, what is that? 4 fourths, 2 fifths, or sorry, 3 fifths, and a 6th. And then next year even I added a 2nd from the Oilers, a 3rd from the Ducks, just to kind of fill out that draft after trading away some picks, so not too bad. So after the trade deadline, guys, here's a look at the NHL team. Helm, Stroman, Brown's the first line. Fast, Sheehan, Vetrano, then Clutterbuck, Tierney, Brown, Franzen, Burmistrov, Korpikoski. Defense I actually don't think changed at all, neither did the goalies. And then the AHL team here, that first line is still intact, hoping they can like carry the AHL team to a Calder Cup. Blandisi there, Bracco, Ratty. I think the AHL team, they did lose Samuelson, but other than that, I think they've actually stayed intact. So not too bad. Actually, they did lose a defenseman, but I was playing Lozgren anyway, so not a big deal. Also, guys, just looked at the AHL standings. We're currently first place in our division, 97 points, 63 games, almost a 20-point lead there on Manitoba, who's in second. So looking forward to the AHL playoffs. And now, guys, we're at the end of the regular season. As you can see, we finished the record of 34, 39, and 9, so not too bad. A lot better than last year. We did start off pretty good. Obviously, trade away some players at the deadline, which didn't help. AHL team, I mean, come on there. That's 130 points, 63, 15, and 4. I don't know if I've ever had an AHL team do that good. Like, 63 seems like a lot. I don't know if I've ever had a team with the 60s in wins. Definitely not 70s. Darren Helm there led the team in points with 49. Didn't get last in division, though. Actually beat Colorado by a point. We'll take a look here and see where he finished the entire NHL as well. Pretty curious to see like how the other teams finished. Winnipeg and St. Louis both 105 points. And St. Louis actually was like last in division the first couple months. So they took a big comeback. Columbus 110. That's crazy. So we'll see. Vegas Golden Knights made the playoffs. Good for them in their second year. Oilers missed again. That's crazy. It keeps listing them as a contender. McDavid and all that. Did I miss Detroit, or are they way down here too? Yeah, Detroit actually got last place, 67. Where are we? 26th. We're actually not that bad. So, what is that? 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th last place. So I mean, hopefully we can have a good lottery here. Somehow make it into the top 3. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm gonna check the AHL standings after I check the scores here for the NHL team. So Sheehan 47, somehow second. 2 former wings leading our team in scoring. Tierney 46, Strome 44. 6 less games played, so that's not too bad, I guess. If he was, had a big 6 games there, maybe he passes Helm. Brown 43 is also not too bad. Shabbat 40. Really looking forward to him and Dallin on our first pair for a long time. Or actually, Dallin's right-handed as well. Or no, yeah, Dallin's right-handed, Shabbat's left, so that's perfect. Brown put up 30 still. Fast 29, that's not too bad. Franz in there, 13. How much did Dallin get? He got 11 in his first year. He's an 80 now, so that's good to see. I'm going to take a look at the goalies, too, see if Korpisalo, he ended up with 30 games, 10, 7, and 7. So, I mean, he really kept it close. Like, that's more or less 500. 3 shutouts there. Ranta, 24, 32, and 2. So, if Korpisalo gets to an 85 this summer, definitely going to look to trade him. AHL here. Suman obviously crushing it. I think the team in front of him helps him out a lot. And let's look at these AHL scores. So, Barzal there, 73. Nylander, 71. I don't know why he hasn't moved up overall. Ratty 60, Blandisi 54, Stevens a 50. We actually made a pretty easy trade for him, and he's looked really, really good in the AHL. Bracco's a 70 now as well. Milano 78 still, but 47 points. Lemieux there 44, gave up like nothing for him as well. So AHL team, really excited to see how they do. They have to be first. I'm just wondering by how much. 130 points, 105. Like that's a good year, 105 points. But then when you have a team above you with 130. Like, I'm trying to do the math. Yeah, so Cleveland Monsters finished second last, and we actually had more of a separation between first and second than second and 7th by 1 point. But that's still kind of crazy to me. So yeah, Providence Bruin 117, not too bad. It's no 130 though. Can't wait to see this team in the playoffs as well. Hopefully the NHL team has, like I said, a good draft lottery. Would love to actually make the playoffs next season. But we'll get started now with the AHL playoffs and hope for the best. So I'm just going to send the AHL playoffs game by game like this, opposed to period by period like I would the NHL. I feel like it's not really that important to sim it period by period. It's just the AHL, but obviously we'd like to still see them do well. Okay, a bunch of guys getting injured here. Hopefully we got that depth. 2-1. Oh, wow, we're actually going to 5 games in the first series. Manitoba beat us last year. And okay, we beat them this year. We get the revenge, I guess. I can't believe they brought us to 5 games, though. Like, the 8th seed against the 1st seed, who's not even close to any others. Scheduling assignments here, we'll do this quick. Rockford Ice Hogs up next. Lost the first game in OT, won the second one. Lost the third one as well. I don't know how our team isn't coming alive here. There we go. There we go. Do we have to win Game 7 or we already win it? I think we have to win this Game 7. Yeah, it's tied up 3-3. Okay. Please get it done. Get it clutch. There we go. Oh, I thought that was an OT win. That was an OT loss. That's devastating. I don't know how we lost in the playoffs. Our team just, I don't know, not clutch. That sucks. Alright guys, so the draft lottery results just came in. We got screwed. We would have got the 7th pick if all the teams below us won the lottery. Unfortunately, we got the 9th, so that means that teams that were way out won it. Like LA first overall, they were not below us. Calgary second, they also weren't. Arizona, I think, might have been. Detroit moves to 4 though, so that's crazy. Like these teams that have like 3% somehow pulling off the lottery win. We'll do the retired players now. So nobody on our team. I'm guessing though Henrik Sedin probably retired, in which case the trade we made, I think, was a very solid one. I noticed, too, though, when I was looking through the trading block, there's actually some guys, like, there you go, Shane Doan, who retired already that weren't retired yet in the game. Marian Gaborik just retired. Scott Hartnell, Matt Cullen, Verbata, Chara, Kunitz there, Jokinen, Campbell, Stajan. I seen Mike Fisher was still on the Nashville Predators, but I think he would have been, yeah, I already would have noticed him. He's gotten more points than 150, so he's still playing, even though he actually retired in real life. Goalies here, nobody of note. And a quick look at the NHL playoff tree here. As you guys can see, the Minnesota Wild won the Stanley Cup 4-3, so best of 7 there against Tampa Bay. Vegas actually won their first round against the Canucks, so pretty cool there to see that. Quickly look at the AHL. Texas won the Calder there against Providence. Still can't believe we lost. And then Texas swept the Ice Hogs to beat us in 7. That makes it hurt even more, even though Texas did win it all. We'll take a quick look too to see who led the league in scoring this year. Forgot to show you guys that in the last episode. Let me see. I'm going to go all the way up there. I don't think we would have had anybody anywhere near, though. Helm with 49 points. Hopefully, let's see. Jamie Benn, 90. Kane, 89. 1 point away from Art Ross again. Stamkos, Crosby. Tarasenko, much better year. Ovi still 59 goals at 33. That's just ridiculous. Tyler Seguin. So, yeah, just the normal names. James Schwartz there having a career year for him. Good for him, I guess. So awards here, we'll see if he won anything. AHL, we had to have won something. So Cup, Minnesota. President's Trophy, Columbus there. Obviously, Minnesota and Tampa Bay with the Clarence and the Prince of Wales. Player awards, Jamie Benn, Art Ross, and the Hart. Carlson with the James Norris. Kane with the Lady Byng. Ulevi there with the Calder. I thought maybe Dallin could have had it. Even Shabbat, or unless Shabbat played too many games last year, but Ulevi got the Calder. Granlund, Conn Smythe, Holtby, Vezina, and William M. Jennings. Goshen, Bill Masterson, Crosby with the Selke, Ben with the Ted Lindsay, Ovechkin, obviously, Maurice Richard. AHL, we'll take a look here. I want to go to Team Awards first. Calder Cup, Texas, obviously. Regular season champion was us. We also won our Western Conference in the regular season, our division in the regular season. So, regular season champs, unfortunately, doesn't mean much. So, looking through here, just for names I recognize, this Forsback guy. Forsbacka won 3 things. MVP, most points, MVP, most goals. Sam Steele there, most outstanding rookie was Newski. Subban, best goalie, that's good to see. Dalcall demonstrated sportsmanship. Subban also had the lowest goals against average, so not too bad. I think, there's definitely some things to look forward to here for this team's future. Unfortunately, just bad luck in the AHL playoffs. And the NHL team couldn't hold it together past the first couple months, but still very optimistic. I think we have a ton of money here for the upcoming free agency class. We can still look at the pending free agents, so if people got signed during the summer, they won't be here. Carlson and Towdy are both still here, though. Sagan, Pasternak, a bunch of guys are still here. They did not get signed during the season, so I'm excited to see who is available. Hopefully we can make a big splash, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and stay tuned for NHL 18 videos, guys. Other than that, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.